Hey everyone, Logan Kirk here with RockyMountainMysticMan.com. We're your best source for survival skills, gear reviews, and just general mountain man life. In this video, I'm going to cover the top 10 reasons why mountain men are the most naturally adept and prepared to survive any SHTF situation. The purpose of this video is to inspire those that are interested in training to become a true mountain man and to create a healthier way of living for themselves. Right? So I also hope just to help increase the chance of survival in a shit hits the fan situation for good folk like yourself. Also, stay tuned to the end, okay, for the top secret reason why you should become a mountain man. So with no further delay, okay, let's start with reason number 10. Mountain men, we're highly skilled at coping with prolonged periods of extreme isolation. As a mountain man, part of what makes us such is the fact that we go out into the wild alone. We already deal with the effects of prolonged isolation and extreme lack of company over extended periods of times, okay? There are many coping mechanisms that we use, and they vary from mountain man to mountain man, but we know how to keep our minds steady when we are hungry, tired, thirsty, cold, hot, sweaty, dirty, and facing extreme danger and adversity, because keeping a cool head is something that comes with time and practice for most of us. So, because being a hot-headed, irrational decision maker is only serving to get you killed, and if anyone else is depending on you, then you put their lives at risk as well. Because when you act with a malicious haste, you become the danger you were trying to avoid. Because when you are alone in the wilderness, there's no one but yourself to take care of your needs. So we're all very skilled at keeping ourselves alive when unsupported by others. During a shit hits the fan scenario, there's always a high probability that you may have to deal with periods of prolonged isolation. Just remember, practice makes perfect, all right? Even with isolation. So get out in the woods and practice. Reason number 9, okay? Mountain men, we can go from being a gray man to an intimidating massive force at will. Now, there's a lot of debate in the prepper and survival community as to the merits of being a gray man versus being a visible force to be reckoned with. So, mountain men, we have the advantage as we can go from being, appearing as a non-intrusive part of the environment to being an apex predator at the literal drop of a felt hat. We already wear clothing that is fitting to surviving in the mountains and blending into our environment. And I'm not talking about dressing as a paramilitary nut in BDUs, okay? I'm ex-military. I would never wear fatigues as a civilian. But that's just me, because it feels weird and wrong to do that. But I wear weather-appropriate clothing, natural colors, and clothing that is not intimidating. Yet you will never find me in the hills without my weapons on me, okay? And I promise that you won't see me out here if I don't want you to see me, okay? And if I need to, I can instantly become your worst nightmare if the situation dictates. I don't care if you have an AR-15, okay? My 1851 Navies, they're all I need. And if I get in close, my knife and my tomahawk are at the ready. I spent years studying HEMA and professionally competing, so I know how to use them with deadly efficiency. Reason number 8, mountain men, we have to have mad medical skills, right? You can't go into the wild to trap, hunt, and survive without the confidence that if the things go wrong and there's a medical emergency, that you will have the skills to treat yourself or others. These are things we educate ourselves about over our entire lifetime. And when you spend enough time in the high country, eventually you will get hurt or get sick. These are the times that we gain the experience and the confidence to be true men of the mountains. And this confidence, okay, it carries over into medical scenarios during a shit hits the fan situation, because medical emergencies, they're more likely going to be highly in abundance. Reason number 7, mountain men know about food preparation. We can take an animal and within minutes be looking at mouth-watering cuts of meat. This is essential because so many people, they have no clue how to do this. I can't tell you how strange it is to me when I'm showing someone how to break down an animal and they are disgusted by it. Yet they got no problem overeating a hamburger, chomping down on some barbecue or eating some sushi. But the second they see where the food is actually coming from, they start rolling tears and whining about getting their hands dirty. It's incredibly silly, especially since many of these people, they plan on bugging out to the wild when shit hits the fan. But that topic there, that's a whole nother video for another time. Reason number 6, mountain men are highly adept at self-defense. Now this is close to my heart, okay? I was an Army fire support team member, I'm a martial artist, and a weapons expert, ranging from modern to historical. Self-defense is something I've spent a lot of time educating myself about in practical ways. As mountain men, we must be able to defend ourselves not only from the predator animals, okay, such as grizzlies, wolves, lions, badgers, and pissed off moose, but we must always be prepared to deal with the unruly human. Many times, okay, in the backcountry, when you run into someone else, it's a joyous occasion. But it's always first waded into cautiously, because occasionally folk are in the high country and they have clandestine reasons. And you must always be prepared for that. From poachers to smugglers, people like that, they'll use violence to protect their anonymity. Obviously in shit hits the fan scenarios, we're gonna be faced with the occasions of dealing with roving gangs and individuals willing to use violence to meet their own survival needs. If you haven't yet, be sure to watch my video on surviving shit hits the fan scenarios, as I go into more detail about what they look like and how to prepare for them. Reason number 5, mountain men, we are the walking library of outdoor survival skills. Okay, so whether it's making a fire with only the materials in the wild, creating a shelter that's conducive to hiding, being protected from the elements, providing fortification from animals or even other humans, okay? Or navigating long distances or terrain. These are the expert basics of mountain man life. The things that we do daily, okay? Many others, they have to train to do this on the occasional weekend that they can only get away from their city life to camp during the weekend. And they do that between drinks of beer, maybe if they choose to perform the tasks. Let me just say that I'm a huge advocate of making life changes that take you away from the city and get you living on and off of the land. You were born into this modern world, and it was already designed and built for you. The real world is out here, amongst the rocks and the trees. Our buildings and homes, they're gonna fade and crumble, but this is reality that lasts. Reason number 4, mountain men, well, we're also trappers. Trapping is one of those must-have skills of the mountain man. Whether it's using steel jaw traps or snares, this is the skill that gathers food for you while leaving you free to do other things. I'm a prolific trapper, and during the past times of my life, it has served as a source of income, as well as been a source of my survival. I have trapped from the forests of the Pacific Northwest to the deserts of the Southwest, and it's always been the best way for me to meet my caloric intakes when I have been in the bush for extended periods of time. A few years ago, I spent 5 months in the desert down south, and my only food source was what I could trap and eat, be it hares, mice, squirrels, snakes, birds, and the occasional fish. It should speak for itself how this set and leave it skill set is one of the highest advantages to being a mountain man when shit hits the fan. Reason number 3, mountain men are highly skilled hunters. So on the flip side of trapping is being an active hunter. We know how to move through the wild, using the environment to stay calm, still, and move with the utmost silence, not letting the wind betray us to our prey. In a shit hits the fan situation, we may have to hunt. In the worst case scenario, we may even have to hunt the deadliest prey, a human enemy. Now, obviously, this is a worst case scenario and is to be avoided at all costs before resorting to this. But if you come and you manage to steal my supplies, hurt, maim, or kill someone in my circle, you will be hunted down. And what happens next it's only going to be sorted out by the Most High. Reason number 2, mountain men, they know the lay of the land better than those who are from the flatlands or cities. Now, knowing the lay of the land is more than just knowing what's over the next rise. Knowing the lay of the land is knowing the intimate details and how to find those intimate details in the first place. Where the water sources are, how the wind moves, weather patterns, flora and fauna knowledge. These things all play a key part in survival and are what makes mountain men different than the men in the cities and lowlands who strive for this knowledge, but they do not actually possess it outside of a handful of experiences a few times a year. Now, for reason number 1, the reason you have been waiting for. Mountain men, we are the most positive thinking humans around, and this is why we excel at survival, because our strong control and understanding of human psychology goes beyond what many possessed. In any scene of adversity, okay, a positive attitude, it's gonna make times, and many times, what it's gonna do is trump skill sets and allow one to think outside of the proverbial box. This is something that has to be intentionally worked on for many people, but it's absolutely a state of being that is attainable, okay? Through meditation, intentional kindness, holding love in our minds and our hearts, and choosing to be positive even when facing the worst of the worst. We almost become superhuman in our abilities to change our situation and survive to another day, okay? Mountain men, we have the amazing ability to literally think greater than we feel. Think about that. That means if we are cold, hungry, tired, or Waylon Jennings, ornery and mean, we have enough control of our own psyche to feel warmth, fulfilled, alert, and Willie Nelson kind. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I urge you to leave a comment below. If you have not already, then please like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more Mountain Man life. Thanks again, friends, for watching, okay? And I'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.